Hello and welcome to The View from 4 Feet and 3 Inches. I'm your host, Cassidy Huff. I'm a white woman, and today I'm wearing a black t shirt. I'm always wearing a black t shirt whenever I'm filming. I'm wearing a black t shirt. My blonde hair, that is about shoulder length, is down. I'm wearing black glasses, and today I have my white tan-ish background behind me because I am virtually recording with a great friend of mine. I'm so excited to have them on the show. SAMU, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh, of course. I feel like so this is our first time actually meeting,
Yeah,
like face to face.
yeah.
We've been following each other for years.
Dude, I don't know how long it's been, but it's been
I also was trying to think of like how I first saw you
no idea.
on my For You page, and I truly have no idea.
No
You've
idea.
just been there. You've just
Literally, I was
you've just
thinking
been in
this.
my life for like a long time.
Exactly, I was thinking the same. I was like, really like, okay, maybe I should like prepare like this whole like sob story of how we met. No idea. Could not think of.
I would have gone along with it too. So Samu, do you want to give a brief visual description of who you are, what
Yeah,
you're looking like today,
yeah,
and then also just a little bit about, who you are, what you do?
absolutely. So, visual description. It's a cloudy day outside, so I look like the palest Mexican you've ever seen. But I have brown curly hair. I'm wearing these gold frames and have a bunch of gold jewelry on. I have like a green plaid button up. I'm against a orange wall that I painted. Thank
Oh, it's
you.
so
And
pretty.
then this little multicolored art piece is above me. I don't think you can see anything else. But
No, looks like you're good.
otherwise, oof, who am I?
I
Okay,
know, such an existential question. Sorry.
it's okay. Let me think. I mean, like, if you're gonna do like the corporate, like the business side of it, my title has changed quite a bit. But
Okay.
I've been recently using like independent producer of online media.
Ooh, I'm gonna
You're
steal that. That sounds
that
fancy.
put it in your
I'm
signature.
gonna
Put
take
it.
that. Wow, can you like send that to me in my
Yeah, I
independent
will.
producer of what?
Independent producer of online media. Yeah.
Okay, it's a fancy word for content creator. I love it.
Yeah, because I was like,
I love it.
influencer. No, I'm not
No,
doing that.
I've never called myself an influencer.
No, me either.
I don't like it.
But I say that title just because I've done so many different types of things.
Right?
So,
Yeah, I get
and
that.
I've done stuff for other people too. So
Okay,
that's where I'm at.
I love that.
Mm.
That's amazing. Okay, so that's your professional. What about you on a personal level?
I'm tired. I'm tired, chronically ill,
Me,
multi-disabled, exceptional
love
person. I guess you can also mention I'm deaf blind.
twinsies.
I have a rare genetic disorder called I have Marshall and Stickler syndrome. It's a fun little
Ooh,
combination. It's a rare connective tissue disorder.
combo.
Yeah, it affects my body in many of ways, and then I also have chronic migraines and other things like that.
My
So
gosh, chronic. Me too.
super fun.
I love that for
And I know that we
us.
both can
Did you?
bond over. Wait, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. No,
Oh, I
we
was gonna
can
say
both
I know
bond.
we
Go
can
ahead.
both bond over. I don't think I've had as many as you, but I've had definitely close to like the 30 mark of procedures.
Mm, I love that for us.
Yeah,
I love that. Close to 30 and 43. There we go.
amazing.
I was going to say, did you know that, like, I'm going to say our, sight and hearing loss affects migraines?
Well, yeah, I would know
Yeah.
that.
This is like a new fact for me.
Of-
Like, a very,
I mean,
I
like,
was talking,
your eyes getting tired, that can
right?
easily
Because
just
it's like trying to
influence.
see and then it doesn't.
Yeah,
And then your brain doesn't compute. Same thing with your ears,
super fun.
I was talking to my friend about this. She's deaf,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to name her because I don't know if she wants to be named, but she's deaf. And I was like, yeah, I get this was like 2 years ago ish,
Hmm.
maybe. And I was like, I get migraines all the time. And she's like, that's because you're deaf and blind, right? And I was like, what? No. And she was like, yes, that's literally what it is. She's like, do you have vertigo too? And I was like, yeah. And
Yeah.
she was like, that's why.
Thing.
She was like, that's literally why you have head problems. If that's those are both in your head, aren't they? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I guess. But I just thought it was because like my mom has migraines, and so that's why I
Same.
was like, it's
Right.
just genetic.
It's just
But then my other stuff is also genetic, so that would make a lot of sense.
got it. Well, I'm the rare case in
Mm-hmm.
the situation, so everybody else in my
How so?
family, well, most of the people in my family are able-bodied. I know
So are mine.
that my parents definitely need to get their hearing and sight checked.
That's such a polite way of saying
You
it.
know, because my whole life has been a bit questionable over time. No, yeah, there's like so many things that influence migraines, which is crazy. Another thing is like your
Mm.
gut microbiome or whatever, which is just like your
Oh.
indigestion and whatnot. Basically, doing like cutting everything out that of my diet that's an anti-inflammatory situation.
Oh.
So
That's
I,
so interesting.
it's it's a choice.
Is
Uh,
it the right choice?
yeah, but like I
It
kind of
is
have
kind of.
to. But I just
It's
recently,
kind of like not my choice, but
it's my truth.
it's not your choice, but it's your
It's
truth.
my truth. Even
I love
though
that.
I do my best, but like I'm trying to reduce like coffee, and
That would be the line for me.
it's been a uphill
I'm
battle.
so sorry.
It's been an
It's
uphill
a
battle.
journey. It's your journey.
Thank you.
I'll support you from afar.
Thank you so much.
From far, far away. Over here. What else are you trying to cut out?
So I already have dairy and gluten cut out because that's just how my body is.
Wow.
But then I'm also, yeah, I'm cutting out, not to get like too personal, but I've kind of shared it on the internet before. Um, I'm prone to very like addictive tendencies. So I used to like drink
I
more and
understand.
smoke more.
Mm,
So I don't do any, I barely drink, I barely smoke.
mm.
Actually, don't smoke at all, anymore. That's pretty
Good
much
for
it.
you.
Thank
I
you.
love that.
It's very tempting with where the world is going just to like tap back in for a little bit, but
I get it. I understand. I don't really drink. I just talked about this in a doctor's appointment.
hmm.
She was like, because they're asking you the basic questions like, how many drinks do you have in a week? And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, zero. And she was like, okay, but like, how many in a month? And Kaz laughs because Kaz is in the room with me. He
Uh-huh.
laughed and he was like, zero. And I was like, yeah. She was like, in a year? And I was like, maybe two. I was like, I don't really drink. Like, it's never been like an interest to me. I mean, I have like drug and alcohol problems that run in my family.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen the bad side
Yeah.
of what alcohol can do to you.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's like been such a turn off for me. I've been like, I'll try it, but like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Once
good.
you like tap, I mean, not once you, hopefully you don't, but if you do ever like tap into any sort of addictive tendency, I mean, I'm sure you probably have
Sure.
caffeine, but so,
Okay. You really didn't have to call me out like that.
I'm like, wait,
So
let me find it,
you said, wait, let me find the.
let me
Okay.
dox you while I'm at it.
Okay, and what?
But yeah, once you like tap in, it's just like, wow, so this is what it was all about for them, you know?
Yeah, it's really interesting, especially because in my college years, I like was not in my college years last year. I was really not. I was not involved in the like
Me
partying
either.
lifestyle. I went to like be with my friends and like see what it was kind of all about, but I didn't partake really. I
Yeah.
was the one who like sat in the corner and like nursed my drink, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is what it is.
No,
This
I'm a
is. I'd
very.
rather be at home
Thank you. Okay.
with my dog and my crochet
Thank
and
you.
Agatha all along. Like
Also,
I'm not doing that.
God forbid I like to hang out with my partner
God forbid.
just at home on the couch. I love
God
that.
forbid. On a Friday night? No.
No. It's so crazy. I'm currently in an era where I am weaving my way out of, and this is what I was just talking about in therapy yesterday.
Oh, I love.
Was weaving out of these environments that are more not superficial, but I guess you could say superficial, which is like the people who are, they kind of partake in like social activities for the performance of others instead of like
Yeah,
just
I
being
have those
like,
people.
I want to go home.
I'm done.
But I went to college for all of 3 months.
Oh, cute. I love
I
that.
was
You
class of,
really just didn't
well, okay. I
didn't
was
stop for
class
you.
of 2020.
So was I. But in high school.
Yeah. So like I graduated in
Oh,
2020.
oh my god, are we the same age? Yeah.
Oh my god. When's your birthday?
God, wait. This is a realization we're having right now as we're recording. We did not know this before.
No idea.
I thought you were older than
I
me.
thought you were older than me. But also, I knew that you just finished college, and technically, I would have finished college
Yeah.
if I was.
Right. Okay, wait. So you graduated 2020. So did you have a prom?
No, okay. So I wasn't. Mm. So we were able to go to prom as a sophomore if a junior or a senior invited
We
you.
weren't.
Oh. Well, it was just like
No,
an.
so I didn't get a.
You didn't get
I didn't have a
any?
prom.
Oh, no.
I didn't get a prom. I didn't get a graduation.
Yeah.
I yeah, I didn't get any of like the senior. I got senior sunrise at the
We did
very
that.
beginning.
Oh, no. I didn't go to that. We had a senior sunrise and a
I didn't
sunset.
go to that.
I didn't go to
No, we didn't get a
sunrise.
senior sunset yet. We
Really?
didn't get that. That was too in the middle of COVID for us.
Right. We did sunset, I think, near the middle end of June or July, and it was just
Yeah, my school was like, absolutely not. You're not going.
it was
I was like,
just it was just
cute.
like student organized. Like it was just our friends. We were like, we're just gonna go to the parking lot.
Yeah, that's valid.
We just did that, and it was
I love that.
an okay vibe.
It's high school, so
And it was
okay.
mad cringe because like all like the popular kids like went onto like the football field and stuff. And I was like, girl, I don't want to do all
What
that.
are you doing?
What are you
No.
doing? Also, they were like
What are you
smoking and
doing?
drinking. And I'm like, you are 18 on school. What are you
Chill.
doing? Anyway,
On school property.
yeah, it
Man,
was wild.
that's horrible.
It was wild.
That's not good.
But
Okay, so you went to college for 3 months.
yeah, I went to college for 3 months. I went
Okay.
to a school. Also, I don't know if you relate to this. But I personally could not afford college, so I needed to look
Oh no,
to the
girl,
state.
I'm so far in student debt. Actually, no, I'm not because I just applied for the disability
Oh,
loan forgiveness thing where they
oh,
like are like gonna forgive all my student loans because they're like so sorry you're disabled and like it's a lot
word.
more complicated than that. But
Well, yeah.
basically, my doctor was like, she is permanently disabled.
No,
And they were like, okay, cool. And then now they're in the process of like forgiving all of my student loan
that's
debt,
incredible.
which is like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, I would be paying it off for the rest of my life. Okay,
Wild.
but what's screwed up is that they're going to forgive my portion, but because my mom signed
Of
on as
course.
a parent plus
Yep.
loan, they're not going to forgive her
Of
portion of
course.
my student loan.
Of course.
They're going to forgive some of it, but like not all of it.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's
That
nice.
sucks.
For me, I had
It's
to.
nice for me.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
nice for you,
mom.
but that sucks, dude. That's awful. And I love how there's always like a fun little catch, either if it's Social
Isn't
Security
it?
or whatnot. But I had to basically beg the state or like one of these disability organizations. I wouldn't say them by name because they're
No,
actually
good.
they do good work.
Right.
And they help like transition like young disabled youth like into adulthood.
Love that.
So they were being very assistive, but the only qualm that they had for me to go to college was like you have to go to college and your major has to somewhat give back to the community, which
What?
entertainment is not allowed. Entertainment doesn't count. So I
No,
thought I was
no.
going to go to school for theater. I thought I was going to
No.
be a musician. I thought I was going to do all this. And they were
Mm.
like, you got to do something that gives back. So amidst 2020,
What?
my advocacy, started up. And I was like, you know what?
Right.
I could be a social worker. Put me in. I started going to school for social work.
For
I
12
was
weeks.
double majoring, still doing generals, but
Right.
in social work and theater. I lasted 1 week in that. Can I cuss on here?
Yes, go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay. I lasted one fucking week in that choir program
Wow. Oh
because
no.
as like a theater kid,
Well,
whatever.
I'm a theater kid too. I majored in musical theater, so
Come on, BFA.
hey, come on, BFA.
Oh,
From a conservatory. Okay, BFA.
I'm so proud of you that you made it through because I couldn't last one
Thank you.
week in choir
I
because
barely lasted 2.5 years.
those people.
Yeah. No, it's a lot.
And like I was in theater all my life, so I was like
Right.
so down and like understood, and I was like, yeah, you just mind your space, I mind mine.
Right.
But as like a freshman, and especially since you had to just be thrown in with upperclassmen, and they
Mm-hmm.
were just like all with their like weird egos, being like, I already know the school song.
It's like, okay, who
Ew,
cares? Who asked?
so like I don't. So what I decided to do, which I think was like a 3 credit. I was like, oh, let me just drop that and put on another like 4 or 5 credit class. So
Okay.
I was drowning in school,
Love that.
and then I was at this really small campus, and to be like the most semi vulnerable. I won't go into graphic detail, but I got like hate
Sure.
crimed quite a few times. while I was on
What?
campus. Yes! Also, our school was not co-ed in our dorms, so it was just, I was with all the guys, which is fine.
Oh my
But it was
god.
very, like, to get PG-13, there was, like, used condoms in the hallway, and, like,
What?
yep,
This is
piss
horrible.
everywhere. I'm telling you, there was pee everywhere in that
Am I
bathroom.
surprised by like 18-year-old boys? No.
No.
But what?
It was really a tragic
Have
time.
some decorum.
And then,
Okay?
ew, they would be blasting like Juice World in the bathrooms when they would take a
Please.
shower. It was
Not. Oh my god.
um,
You poor theater.
awful. My roommate
I'm
was
so
nice.
sorry.
My roommate was nice. I do
Okay, well,
actually.
that's positive.
I don't know if he. Okay, so okay, this could bridge to where I got my start on the
Okay.
internet
What's
because
that?
I was just posting casually on TikTok like everyone else was,
Right.
doing a little renegade. Just for the fun, for my friends or whatever. Mind you, I had a following on Musically
Did you?
for like a
I
second.
had a very, very small following
I
and like less than 1,000 followers.
No,
Like,
I think mine was right around 1,000 ish.
wow.
So that was like
You were
big.
up there.
That was big.
Yeah.
Mind you, what was my content? I don't want to talk
Oh
about
no.
it.
No, now I want to talk about it. What was it?
So like okay, so
Oh.
dance. I basically would like tutting, which is like
Oh.
I hope all
Wow.
of that has been scrapped out of
I
the
know. Mm-mm, I'm keeping it in.
no,
Yeah.
no, out of the internet
Oh, like on
sphere.
the internet?
No, yeah.
No, I cleaned my Musically off. Like once I started getting a slight following, like
Yeah,
over 10,000 followers
yeah.
on my TikTok, I found my Musically and like wiped it.
Smart.
There are no, do not go looking
I
for
will.
like, oh, great. Then I'll go looking for you. So,
You can try it. I don't know what my
gonna
username
like
was.
expose each other. I don't know what mine was either.
Wait, that'd be
I have no
funny.
idea.
We
Knowing
should.
me, it's probably the same.
I scrapped mine. I'm pretty sure I deleted it or
No, mine's definitely deleted. It is
privated the
wiped
videos.
from the internet. It's gone. I was like, nobody, this cannot see the light of
No,
day.
it cannot. Cause what were we like? What were we doing? What were we
Mm-mm.
doing?
No, no, no. Also, I had like, I was in like middle school, I guess,
Yeah,
ish, when basically,
we're the same age.
um, yeah, okay, okay. Well, we were in middle school when Musically was a thing,
Yeah.
and it was like I just had my spinal fusion, so
Uh
my
huh.
hair was buzzed,
Oh
like it was gone, and like I was being like bullied in school, in
no.
like middle school. So like Musically was like I posted way too much on there.
Oh
And then
no.
also, this is so offensive, but like I was like I'm deaf, so like I know ASL, so like that's how that works.
Yeah.
And so like I would post like ASL covers, and
No.
I as soon as I became like a disability rights activist, I was like gone.
Like,
No,
like
never. I was like I
what
cannot.
kind of sign were you doing? Were you doing like
I
word
was
for
doing PSE.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine. That's okay.
yeah. It was no, no, no. But it was, but I didn't know the difference though. That's the,
Got
I didn't know the difference, and I also had I was so disrespectful of the culture. It was not
Yeah,
a time.
that's
Like now,
crazy.
it's wild. Like now I go to deaf events and like I'm like actively learning sign
Yeah,
and like
humble.
I'm pretty okay at it.
Yeah,
Like my boyfriend and I have voice off days
nice.
where like we just signed to each other in the
Yeah,
house. So like, we're like actively getting better. He's fluent. I'm not.
got it, got
Um
it.
and so, like he helps me a lot with like improving and talking to deaf people and just sign will
Mhm.
get you better real quick.
Yeah.
And it's basically just being thrown into the deep end. So I was humbled real fast. So thank God you cannot find those videos anymore because I would be canceled.
Hey,
If those videos ever come back up, people are gonna cancel me.
I know. Okay, that's the thing. That's the. Let me get on my soapbox now. Okay,
Okay, your
about
turn.
I'm in the midst, and I won't. I don't want to get too deep into it because I'm really trying to honestly start my own YouTube situation.
Love.
Because personally, I'm ready to move on to a bigger
Mm.
type of
Join us. Come over
content.
to
You know what I
YouTube.
mean?
Did you see I just got my plaque?
I did. That's so.
Uh-huh.
Is it?
So if you ever need any help with
I'm
YouTube,
surprised it's like not on the wall behind you.
I know I should, but the thing is this is such a I'll show you later, but this is such a, like a large wall
Right.
that if it was the like
The
only
only
thing
thing.
on this wall,
No, it would
no,
be
it
that
wouldn't.
with the little like light above it and below it, like
Oh,
the only thing.
so it's like on all the time.
Oh, actually, do a built-in, like real renter friendly.
My friend was like, "You should just hang it from the ceiling,
That
so
would be
like
yeah.
people when they come in, that's like the first thing they see." She's like, "But you won't have that problem because it'll be like too far above your head. So then like you'll walk in and like it's not you'll forget it's there."
Got it, got it.
And I was like, "That is actually really smart."
That's so smart. And like, if you're like really feeling frisky about going broke, like that's a great
Right.
way to step on that ambition, like right away.
Right. No, it is. It's really great. Okay, so you want to get into YouTube?
Yeah, I want to go to YouTube, but my
Okay.
soapbox about I'm kind of in the midst of writing a script for a video.
Mm,
I know, scripted content. But
we love it.
actually, I have a question relating to that, so don't let me forget, because I want to ask
Oh,
you about it.
love it.
My video is basically going to be talking about what's translating versus interpreting, because of
Oh.
how ASL is so profitable and whatnot.
Mm.
So I won't go too deep into it.
Are you fluent?
I am, but I'm rusty.
Okay.
I went to a deaf school, and I'm hard of hearing. I went
Okay.
to a deaf school
Okay.
in like elementary, and then I went back to a
Mm,
hearing school for the rest of
mm.
school. So I'm rusty,
Okay.
but I'm pretty able to pick up on it pretty fast. So if
Love
you
that.
threw me into like a deaf event, we would probably be in the same boat. I would probably
You would look at me and be like, "Do you know what that
So we're gonna be
is?"
in our little PSE bubble. But here's my thing. Here's my thing. People forget, especially with the internet, people are so binary thinking. Like it has to be one
Mm,
way. Like God
mm.
forbid there's like some sort of double entendre or like
Oh.
any like other anyway, whatever. But I'll say this. In real life, not all deaf people know sign language.
No.
Um
Exhibit A.
evidence. Not me just dragging you on your own
Great.
show.
Every chance you get, you're
I'm
like, "Yes,
sorry,
yes."
I'm sorry, sorry. Let me back up.
No, it's okay. No, no,
Um,
no. I agree. I agree with you. I agree. Not every no, but I think that's a really good point. Like seriously, it. A lot of people think automatically because I'm hard of hearing that I automatically know sign, and that was my ableist assumption for a long time too. And so I think it's really important to be like, not all deaf people know sign, just like not all deaf people know how to lip read.
exactly,
You know, it's the same exact thing, and not all blind people know how to read braille. Like
exactly, exactly.
it's the same thing.
It's it's exhausting with the internet because
Mm.
on there they are very excited to be like, "That's fucking wrong. You're stupid."
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
Yeah.
I used to be that way. Okay, I used to call out
Mm.
people,
Mm.
not a lot, just when it was like getting crazy. Do you remember that one girl that was like making interpreting videos like 2020 time, and then she put like a hex on the deaf community?
What?
Do you remember that?
No. Are we hexed?
We've been hexed since 2020.
We've been hexed.
We've been
That
hexed.
explains a lot.
That's why we have
That explains so
migraines.
the migraines and the tinnitus. That's where it
Exactly.
comes from.
Exactly.
We've been hexed. I
But
had no idea.
I like called her out because she was like, "I use sign."
So you have really been hexed.
I've been hexed.
Great.
But I like called her out. And like, I called like ableist stuff out. That's kind of like what
Sure. That's what we both do.
that's what we both do. I mean, and do
It's-
people listen? No.
no.
Actually, hold on. Okay, so two questions. Let me. I want to make sure I get these because I don't want to
Okay.
like make this episode 49 hours long. First question is, do you script that much?
It depends. My SSI and SSDI videos, yes, I did
Well,
script them
yeah.
because I didn't want to get it wrong. And my first one, I did get it wrong.
I know.
I got one thing wrong. I said one thing about income limits that actually applied to SSDI instead
Yeah.
of SSI. So, but everything else was correct. And
Well,
I was educated in a very polite way by one of my friends who
oh,
was like, hey,
nice.
you did not say that right. I was like,
Oh, damn.
my bad. So that
Well,
one, those ones, yes, I did script, but like the personal ones of me being like come with me to this, or
Right,
like,
right.
this is an accessibility nightmare, or whatever. I usually don't, but I am like, if you see me do a voiceover ever, so like B-roll
Mm-hmm.
and then voiceover over the top,
Yeah.
I do that in my closet because it's like, it's noise canceled, right?
Right.
So I do that in my closet. So usually they take like a few takes, especially if what I'm saying is specifically very wordy. So I
Mm-hmm.
have like an idea of what I want to say in my head, but usually no, I don't ever like script things. Just like my podcast.
Right.
This is not scripted.
Right. Actually, it is, and we're doing really well.
We're doing a bit.
I'm
This
yeah,
is
this is just a bit. I'm waiting for stage direction, so it's getting kind of like we've
yeah.
just been
Sorry,
sitting
my
here.
producer. Yeah. Did you read the part about like the tap dance thing that you
Oh, I would
got
love
to do?
that. I haven't done tap since kindergarten, but let's get into
I
it. Let's get into it. I can do a step ball change.
so yeah. I could do a time step. It's a bad
I
one.
can do the hold down, throw down.
Oh, we would kill it though. Honestly, that would be pretty
I
good.
don't know.
Okay, what?
Okay,
Okay, back to
and
your question
then
about scripting.
yeah, so scripting. I script if it's like sponsored because they have
Ooh,
to.
see, you're gonna have to teach me about sponsored. I've gotten this many sponsored posts.
Okay, so
Zero. I have no
if
sponsorships
you've
at
seen
all.
sponsorships on my page, it's because usually I'm the one looking. Like I'm sure you get emails
Oh,
from like scammy ass things that are
so
like,
many.
"We'll pay
I
you
like literally,
$100 for 70 videos."
or people want to give me free stuff,
Yeah, don't do that.
but then I don't do that. I learned that lesson one
You can
time.
take the free stuff. You can take the free
But
stuff,
don't
but don't
post it.
post it.
Like if you're on a PR list,
Yeah,
like you can do that.
yeah.
But
Are you on PR?
I'm on one PR,
I'm
but
so
it's like
jealous.
I know, but like I know this. It's disabled people. It's a disabled run
Got it. Okay,
business,
okay.
and like I know their social media manager, and
Right,
I have for like a really long time.
right.
So the second they were like big enough to do PR,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, Cassidy. I was like, hey.
Oh, cute.
So she like texted me. She's like, can I have your email to look more professional? And I was like, yes. Because she
No.
was like, I know you're gonna say yes, but like I need to like,
Right,
actually formally ask you.
right.
So, but that's really the only PR. But I've gotten so many scammy
So
emails
it's
that like are
comes with
horrible. And then I've been told for like real brand deals that I've almost had that like my rates are too high, but I know like other people's rates are like way higher than
no.
mine.
Our okay. The thing is too, as disabled creators, our rates are never gonna be able to be as high as these other
Mm,
motherfuckers on the internet.
that's
Like the
true.
D'Amelios, they
And
get to do whatever they want. Like white
right,
people, especially like able-bodied white people, get to do a little.
do whatever they want.
Our rates will never be able to be anywhere the same. And rate conversations are so weird, and
They're
negotiations are
so
so
awkward.
weird.
But like I don't know what is a scam and what isn't. I think I'm struggling with.
Okay, well, if you ever have, like, you get one and you're like, this looks like it almost could be real, send it to me and I'll let you know. Because literally my whole, like, I don't know why, mind you, I'm currently on hiatus, like, as an
Okay.
internet, like, posting, like, vertical video
Okay.
content.
Slay.
I've been doing like creative things. Like I will promote it later, but a documentary I was just in about disabled people,
Love.
and that's coming out in like April. I just promote it now. It's called Clip Trip.
Oh wait, I've seen stuff for
Have you seen
that.
that?
I've seen, yeah, that's amazing. I'm so excited to watch
I
it.
know. I'm so excited. It should be coming out around April. It's Daniel and his team
Mm.
from Canada, or most
Mhm.
of his team from Canada, and just going from community to community. And I kind of was one of there was about four of us disabled people, talent,
Love
you could
that.
say, that were like, please come to Minnesota. Nothing happens here, but please come. So we did
Wow,
that
that's
shoot like 2 weeks
awesome.
ago. Yeah, it was super
That's
cool.
amazing.
It was super cool, and I'll be on a podcast for that too. So this is actually okay.
Love that.
This is like my 11th podcast, but will
Love.
probably be only my first one out. I don't know if you've ever been
What?
interviewed. Yeah, I've been
I
interviewed.
literally have an interview at 5 for like another
Are you
podcast.
serious?
But like
I love that.
I've been on one podcast that we shot 2 weeks ago and
Mm-hmm.
it's coming out tomorrow.
Nice.
And then I was on another podcast also 2 weeks ago and it's already out.
Nice.
Like who are you working with? That's like not
Well, it was like okay, it was like earlier
releasing them.
on. It was earlier on. It was like 2021
Mm.
time, and it was like a bunch of
Oh,
journalists, that would, if they saw a
yes.
creator like
Yes.
kind of getting a platform, they like reach out, which
Right.
is cool. And also, I was talking about advocacy, which wasn't as astonishing at the time, to
Yeah.
be honest. I mean, of course, it was like 2020, so there was a lot of people
Right.
getting into it, but it was still like, especially with disability, silence.
Yeah. It
Like,
was like you, me, I think like Allie Wheels and like Chrissy
that
Marshall.
was it.
Those are like the main disability activists.
Yeah.
And like Amani Barbarin. And
Yeah.
that was it.
Can't even think of any others.
No.
But yeah, I've been interviewed multiple times, and they've
I love that.
never hit paper. They've never hit the internet.
What?
And
This will be out in 2 weeks. I'm telling you right now. I'm not even kidding.
Yay! You're gonna be my
Because I am my
first.
own editor. I'm my own editor. It will be out in 2 weeks. I have
Word.
two other podcasts before you,
Okay.
and then yours will be out.
Mom,
Easy.
look at me. I'm on YouTube.
Well,
Thank
congratulations,
you
you've
so
made
much.
YouTube. So that means you need to like make a YouTube in the next 3 weeks.
I technically do. I need to update it, but I
Okay.
technically do have one, and it has like 100
Okay.
something subscribers just because I put it in my
Love
link
that.
tree.
Oh,
There's no
but
post.
you know what works though is like YouTube
I
Shorts.
know. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking
I
about
have
it,
two, and I spent way too long thinking about it, and I reached 100,000 subscribers in less than a year
which is
because of YouTube Shorts.
wild.
Like, I really, really started getting serious about YouTube specifically a few months ago,
Mm-hmm.
like posting every week
Right.
consistently. But other than that, I was posting my TikToks that I
Mm-hmm.
would post on TikTok
Right.
to
To
YouTube Shorts.
YouTube.
Easy.
That's
And I
what.
got so many followers just based off of
That's
my
what I did
YouTube
with
Shorts.
Reels. I take the TikToks, I put
That's
them on
the same
Reels.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you see me post on TikTok, that's tomorrow's YouTube Shorts,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, and Instagram Reel.
Also,
That's what it is.
I have no shame. I will post a video that went viral in 2022 and upload it
I
today.
love that. I love that. And I'm scared of doing that. So I applaud you.
Literally, all you have to do is put in the caption, like, re-upload or upload from the year, and that's it.
Like past load, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Past upload.
Also, have no
Yeah.
shame in putting 30 to 1,000 hashtags.
Oh, no, that's what I tell people. Anytime, because like I'm a social media consultant, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I tell people all the time who want to grow their followings, I'm like, use
Just do it.
hashtags.
Just do
It
it.
works. It
Don't do follow
works.
for follow, like for like.
No, 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 no,
That
no.
was 2016 core. We don't do
Or explore. Don't do hashtag
no
explore.
do that.
What I tell people to do is hashtag anything that directly relates to the video that you're
Mm-hmm.
posting. So, like for us, it's like hashtag disability, hashtag disabled,
Gotcha.
hashtag deafblind, hashtag deaf, hashtag hard of hearing,
Mm-hmm.
hashtag,
Yeah.
there's 6 hashtags right there,
Literally, literally,
easy,
or it's like reels on Instagram. Hashtag reels.
easy, easy.
Yeah.
It's people make it out to be like a lot more difficult than it is. It's really not
No,
though. I
and then
mean,
your
like,
phone.
yes, it's hard because it's my full time job. I don't
Right.
want people to be like, you said it's not hard,
Right.
but it is hard because I post every single day
Yeah.
on every single
No,
platform.
you're
I post a YouTube
grinding.
vlog every week
Yeah.
and a podcast episode every Sunday. So like that's a lot, and it's a lot of editing, and it's a lot of work, and I'm my own brand, and
Yeah.
so are you.
Yeah.
And so it's really difficult. That's the difficult part of it. But
Mm-hmm.
the difficult part is not physically posting for
No.
me,
Yeah. For sure.
or like coming up with hashtags or like whatever. Like that's the easy part.
Right. It's the for me. It's the honestly. It's just it's a toss up between editing. I love editing. That's
So
literally
do I.
why I do it for other people. I love editing,
I
but
also love to edit.
I get
It's
too
so time consuming. So yeah,
articulate. And I'm like, I need it to be on this like astonishing level of editing and like crazy
yeah, and then I'm
whatever.
like literally. I mean, people. But my thing is at first I was like, nobody's gonna watch this. It doesn't even matter.
Right.
And now I get like thousands of views,
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands, millions sometimes,
That's
and I'm like, God, now I feel like pressure to make it look
literally to look.
super, super, super good.
Yeah.
And so now I'm sitting there, and it should have taken me 30 minutes to edit this video. Now it's taking me 4 hours
Right.
because I'm like,
Do you
wait,
feel
it
like
needs to look
those?
like
I don't know if the algorithm is the same as it used to be, but the way it used to be, my videos that I put so much time, energy, intent into
don't do
perform
well.
awful.
Yeah, so do mine.
They did
Yep, that's why
awful.
I have this mindset of like, whatever happens, happens. If I educate one person, I did my job. The
Right,
end.
exactly.
Even though like my income rides on that,
Hmm.
it's like I just have so much faith that people are
Literally.
gonna watch me
Literally.
now, which is like so terrifying to say out loud. But I'm like, whatever. What's I'm doing what I love, and the money's gonna follow. And
Right.
that's such a hard thing to like even say or like wrap my brain around. But like it's true.
I know. And like my advice always for like creatives like wanting to do the internet side of it,
Mm,
be ready to take a break, but at the same time, be
yeah.
ready to take a break, like financially,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I've had
I agree.
many dry spells.
Yep.
Years on the internet now, coming up
And
on like
people ask me
5.
like why I'm on so many platforms, and that is the reason.
That's literally the
Like one
reason.
month YouTube will do so well
So
and be like
well.
supporting me great. But
Yeah.
that same month TikTok will give me like one grocery trip.
Right.
Like it but then YouTube carried me so much that like that's my rent for the month.
Wow. Okay.
So it
Gotta get into YouTube.
really
What am I doing?
you do need to get into YouTube. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um YouTube is it's a toss up right now between
Yeah.
YouTube and TikTok for which one gives me the most income at this moment.
Do you get on
But
TikTok? Wow.
I post every day, baby. I make enough. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not like comfortable. I'm in my 20s, so,
Yeah.
like who is
Right.
at 22?
Right.
But yeah, like I make enough on both TikTok and Instagram to like,
Right.
and TikTok, Instagram,
You
Facebook,
were
and
putting on.
YouTube.
Oh my god! I had to leave. I had to leave the creator fund, mind you. It was when it was the creator fund. I don't know what the new one
Okay,
is.
I also left it.
Yeah, I had to leave it because that was.
Yeah, it's been serving me well
It did the same
lately.
for me.
I joined it back in October
Yeah.
of last year. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, wait, how many followers do you have on TikTok? You have like a million.
I had. I had like 1.1 at one point, but now it just says. Yeah, it's like a million and whatever. That's
It's
what.
like a million. It's like whatever. Why'd you say it like that?
Well, okay, I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
like a million.
It's
It's
like
like
a million or whatever. And I have like almost 70K on Instagram.
it's like
Nothing.
it's those are small
Really
numbers.
small fractional. I guess the reason I say it so actually I've noticed too for a lot of people their following has become more like stagnant.
Plateaued.
Yeah.
Mm,
Because like I'm mutual with a lot of like the same people from 2020
yeah, me
and
too.
it was a She that was like we it feels like all of the creators of 2020 are kind of in like the same class. Like we might be
Mm.
different ages, but we're pretty similar in
Wow, we're
age.
the same
We're
class.
like in the same
That's so
graduating
nice.
class, you know?
Oh my
But like
gosh.
right now it feels at least to me, but she said in her
Mm.
video that like it's time for us to graduate, like we're moving on because we used to, get away with a lot of cringe. And like I don't know
Yeah,
if
don't go looking.
don't
Don't go looking
I
on my.
privated so many videos recently because
I'm
I
gonna
was
have to
like,
do
just gotta
that.
move on.
The Olivia Rodrigo lip syncs that we used to do. Oh, those are gonna have to come down.
Literally, my video signing
Those
in
are gonna,
PSE, gotta go.
gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta
Not to
go.
say that PSE isn't bad. Honestly, as a deaf person, I've used PSE in my day to day. Like
Sure.
it's not a world
No.
shattering thing when you're around deaf
No.
people too. Don't go looking back. Also, like, don't
Mm-mm.
look me up on Google and then like go to one of those sketch ass websites that just steal my videos and put it on their website.
What?
Have you not look yourself up on Google
People?
later and see what comes.
No, I'm
No,
scared.
you need to, and specifically look up your ad or like previous ads that you've had, and just see
Oh.
what happens.
Okay. No, now I'm nervous.
So there's a bunch of sketch websites that will like, also
Steal
Pinterest.
your stuff?
Pinterest used to steal my videos, like
That's such a random place to steal your videos.
I don't know,
What videos were they stealing?
and all of them. Like
Just
it
all
was
of them?
literally like all of my videos were just on Pinterest. I didn't have. I tried to do Pinterest because there was
What?
that era where people were like, "Do Pinterest Creator Fund," and I was like,
What?
"Did you know that?"
No. No. Automatically a no from
I made
me.
my Pinterest. Mind you, I've never been into Pinterest. I've never
Right.
understood it personally. I understand.
Right. Yeah, I'm very. Mm-mm.
I don't really get
I
it.
have one, but like I go on there for like organization inspiration.
That's
That's what
nice.
I go on there for.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've never been a Pinterest girl.
Yeah, no, me either. I don't know what to do on it. But anyway, yeah, you'll find that websites have been snagging your shit off of your page for years.
Pinterest, the Pinterest Creator Fund thing gives me the same energy as like the Lemonade app.
Literally.
Literally, what was that? You know,
What
I
was
did make
that?
an account, and I
No.
did, but like, what?
What?
But like,
Wait,
what
okay,
was that?
now it's hitting me. Because, like, what was that about? And there was so many
It's
of
still a
them.
thing.
Is it really?
Yes, Lemonade is still a thing.
There were so many apps that, like, were on the rise and fell so fast in
So
that
fast.
time. Because I used to have mutuals that would be like, yeah, I'm going to this app's event, whatever, whatever. Mind you, I don't get invited to shit.
No,
But
no,
I
me
also
neither. People
live,
are scared to invite stuff
I live
because
in
I'll
Minnesota.
call them out.
Well, you see, that's
I'll be like, "This is not accessible," and then I'll post it, and they're
right.
terrified.
And it's terrifying.
Sorry.
That's the other thing too with your contracts. Like if you do get into like more sponsored, like with bigger
Right.
organizations, you gotta be careful because I technically have NDAs with people. But
Really.
if you want to know how much shit I want to talk about them, we can talk about it later.
We'll FaceTime.
uh,
We'll FaceTime later.
but I can't like publicly
Right.
do too
Well,
much.
there's a lot with that, and it has like creatives too. Like we get that all the time.
Right.
Like there are plenty of projects that I'm sure you and I have both done. Where we're like, man, really wish I could say that. Do my all my friends and family know? 100%.
100%.
Will the internet ever know? No,
Never.
because I'm legally allowed.
Legally not
I'm legally
allowed to.
allowed
I'm
to
not
say
willing to test
anything.
it. I know there's other creators
No,
that are willing to test it. I'm not.
no, it's not me. That's not me.
Mm-mm,
I'm not that girl. I
mm-mm.
cannot do
It's gonna
that.
go on private.
No,
Friends only.
it's gonna go. I'm not. I can't even do. Like I'm terrified. I don't trust people. Like
Well,
I'm so scared because I've been screwed over too many times by
yeah,
people, and that I'm like, what if somebody on my private story like sees whatever
yeah.
and like,
Have there been creators? We don't have to name them, obviously, but have there been creators that have been like just irked you, but you've been in similar spaces as them? Like I used to
oh yeah,
collaborate with creators like back when, and then one specific guy kept like stealing literally all of my concepts, like
what?
all of
What?
them.
My gosh, I'm gonna need names after this
I
podcast
have
because of this
no
stuff.
idea what his name was. I'm so sorry. I just know what he looks like.
You're like, actually, he does not live in my brain.
No, and then also
He's
the other
gone.
thing too about us being in the same class or whatever. Y'all, there's some weirdos in our class. Like there are some weirdo creators out
Yes.
there. Cause like I've had
Mm-hmm.
really, really, really not good experiences with a lot
Me
of
too.
creators that people are like, "Love you, you're
Love.
so
Yeah.
nice." And there was just a
No.
recent interaction that I had actually publicly on comments, so I can talk about it. I commented on a video about someone talking about like it's fall, so like they put a coffee cup in their. They were like screaming,
Okay.
holding coffee cups, and it looked
Yeah.
like a Starbucks coffee cup. So I just put a
Mm-hmm.
little comment, a little. I guess you could say it was snarky, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Happy fall! Oh my gosh, free Palestine!" Anyway, and that was it.
That's what I would have done.
But
So
the creators, both of them responded, mind you, pretty significant creators that I'm mutuals with their mutual friends, like all of this, whatever, responded being like, it's not Starbucks. Actually, it's not. And I was like, in your comment
okay.
section.
So
Anyway,
sorry.
so there's a lot of TikTokers that are just TikTokers, influencers, whatever, that
I really feel like we can talk about this later off
we
camera,
should.
but I really feel like the disability community, creator community, is like there are some people out there
There's some
who
bad
are
eggs.
just, I mean, like people are mean. Like disabled people, I am gonna be the first one to say disabled people are mean
No,
to
and
each other.
it's the prospect and the idea of intersectionality where it's like there's always gonna
Mm-hmm.
be like like I said earlier with how the internet is like binary thinkers, how disabled you have to be or
Yeah,
whatever.
that and like, have you ever gotten the like, you're not blind enough or you're not deaf enough to call yourself deafblind?
Yeah,
I just
Always.
got that the other day for the millionth time, and I was like, I don't know what happened to me that day, but I reached a boiling point, and I was like, this will be my video today. I was like, I will address
The
because
crazy,
I was like, who is this? What do
uh,
you mean?
the crazy
They
thing.
were like, you're not even low vision because on this website it says like what's your actual vision? Like what are the numbers? And I was like, girl, I don't
What
know
the
that I
hell?
just can't
I'm not giving you
see.
my audio graph right now.
Can't see. I don't know how I can't see and I can't hear. I don't know how much clearer I can be right now.
Also, like, if you want to
What else
really,
do you
if
want?
you want to get into the nitty gritty of it all, we probably both had bad ophthalmology experiences. So,
Horrible.
dude,
I'm blind partially because of a surgery.
are you serious?
Very.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, the creator spirit is a mess.
It's yeah, disabled people are mean and
Say what I mean?
disabled creators are mean to each other
Yes.
because I feel like we all have this sense of like competition oddly. Like I've caught myself
Mm-hmm.
being like, man, like my followers are not as good, my follower count isn't as good as this
Right.
disabled creator. Why does it I've literally unpacked this in therapy. I've been like, why does it matter? Like literally, why does it matter?
Yeah.
What is the point
I
of doing
was
that?
just.
That's not gonna help
I
anybody.
think it's the theater mentality, maybe for some of us, because a
Hmm.
lot of disabled people too found a footing in,
Sure.
identity, probably in some sort of performance and whatnot. I'm sure athletes could be the same too. I wouldn't know, but
Not me. Could not be
and
me.
also it's just the internet. The internet, dude. The internet's
It
so
is.
nasty, and it
It is
gets to even our own communities.
100%. And people get mean and people get jealous of other people's success
Yeah.
as if there isn't enough to go
It
around.
isn't
And there is so much.
so like do something
Calm down.
fun.
Your time is coming.
Literally, literally.
It's okay. We're
Like,
going to be
I was
fine.
just in a project and I was like, oh, I wish I was like more of a significant, like prominent feature in this project. But I was like,
I get that.
it's fine that I'm just there too, because
Yeah, you're gaining experience. So
yeah.
you're there. That's something.
And I
No?
mean, I said things. I was interviewed. And
I
also
said
the
things.
more important thing is I was with community, which was the coolest
Right.
part because I'm
Yeah.
relatively new to like the Minneapolis disability uh,
Interesting.
arena. Because I mean, I was
Hmm.
in it when I was a kid, but then I went back to southern Minnesota and then I'm back, whatever.
Mm.
Um, so it was really nice and refreshing just to be around disabled people and just
Yeah.
like talk the most shit. That's like the most like
Yeah.
cathartic like experience when you meet someone of a
Yes.
similar identity to you. It's just the feeling of
Yes.
just talking
You're
so
like, oh
much
my
shit.
gosh. Yes. About, in my experience, the non disabled people in your life. A lot of the
That
times, my boyfriend will just be standing there like, we don't talk bad about him, but like, obviously, like, he recognizes his privilege when
yeah,
I'm around other disabled
of
people.
course.
And he's like, I felt so awkward. I was
Oh
like,
no.
sorry.
Oh.
Sorry about that. But yeah, I think it's really interesting. Like, I feel like disabled creators specifically need to remind themselves of that more of like we all just want community,
Also,
we all
we
want to be
all started
successful.
somewhere. Like
Yeah,
we
it's
all
okay.
our comment sections are borderline like mirrors of each other's. Like
Yes, 100%. I go into your comments and I'm like,
don't go into my
yeah,
comments, especially my
don't go to my comments
don't go
either.
to my Instagram reels. Don't go in there.
No, I had to turn my Instagram comments to so only followers and people
Oh,
I
I should
follow
do
can comment
that.
because I was getting death threats
Yeah.
in my comments.
Yep.
It was, and I'm sure you've gotten them.
Yeah.
Like the influx of like teenage boys that come into your comments and like comment whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it got so bad on one specific video that got like 2 million views on Instagram or
Yeah.
something like that, and it was like hundreds of thousands a day. And I couldn't keep up with them, and it was so bad for my mental health that like I
So
had to
bad.
explore Instagram comment settings because I was like, I cannot do this
I need to do
anymore.
that. I need to like turn off
It was so
gifs.
bad.
Do not comment gifs in my comment section.
No,
Do not do that.
those are so hurtful. For what? What
It's
did you get out of
the
that?
only issue though with like the filtering of comments, and I started doing it like years ago too because, but the issue with it is that like when you get more comments, you get more engagement. So it's
I
like you
know.
have
And then
to
you get more
like
money, and then I know.
it's like a tug and a
I know.
pull.
And for me, I was like, because I'm an educator on social media, and I'm sure you feel this too, like, if you restrict the comments too much, then it's shutting down the conversation.
Exactly.
So I was like, I really don't want to turn my comments off
Exactly.
because I don't want to limit people's questions or limit people's ability to be educated
Right.
by like what they're asking to be educated on. So I really had to like weigh my options there, and I was like, okay, people can still comment, but they have to take that extra step of following me first,
Exactly.
and then I get engagement that way.
But
So
then
it's like,
they'll still follow you just to comment. Hey,
yeah, but then they like took multiple steps to get there, and then I'm getting
exactly.
paid, and then you're just paying my rent at that point. So
Exactly.
like, okay,
Exactly. Have you thought that ableism has like gotten worse in my experience since 2020? Like 2020, as traumatic as it was for disabled people, being on the internet was I'm sure we were just being infantilized to the moon. Like, I'll say
sure,
it, like, I platformed myself off of some infantilized content before because I needed to, like, up my engagement. So I
boost
did a
it,
little
sure,
bit of, like, a low effort, cutesy, thing. I don't do that
yeah,
anymore, but
right,
it was the time. Y'all were on
yeah,
Musically. Y'all did the same thing.
yeah.
Um, but I over the years, like the ableism, like the R slur is back. The
It
R slur
is.
is back in
Multiple slurs
rotation.
are back.
So many slurs are back. Like what is?
Many slurs.
And they're like learning how to type them in comments, but like
Mm-hmm.
not typing them the way. Like they're
Not
like,
get flagged.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
an
Or
algorithm.
using alternate words. Mm-hmm.
Like I can think of
It's so
several.
bad.
It's wild.
It's so
I
bad.
don't know what it's about, and like I know it's like everybody feels, with the influx of social media, like you can have your own platform and your agency
Yeah.
to do and be whoever you want, but like
Sure. Whatever.
sometimes when I get a hate comment and it's like very like I'll go to the profile and look and see if that person has a partner, and I'm like, should I
Mm-hmm.
message the partner?
I've messaged parents before.
I think I've done
I
that once or
have.
twice too.
I've messaged schools.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had um followers of mine message people's schools like because
Mm-hmm.
of like if they're in middle school, baby, I'm messaging your school. Like if
I'm
you
your
are dumb
principal
enough to
now.
have where you go to school in your I had this one kid who commented this horrible comment. Like I don't even remember what it said. Like I've erased it from my memory because it was that bad.
Mhm.
I went to his profile and he like most recent post was him holding his what's it like your driver's permit or whatever, but he didn't block out his name, his
Oh.
parents' name, his address, or
Well,
his phone
well,
number.
he was probably thinking that it was just like a private post to his public
Your
page.
public,
Yeah.
your I was like, oh my
What is
god,
wrong with
and
you?
like his school,
Yeah.
and like so I went to I searched his mama's name up,
Uh huh.
messaged her, went as far as looking up his address, figuring out the closest high school
Oh
to
my
his address,
god.
going. I was so upset. Then, like, wrote this email to his school,
Mm-hmm.
and I got an email back being like, "We are so sorry," and they were like, "We will talk to him. We are so sorry."
Wow.
His mom never saw my message, but
Oh,
she knew. She
she
knew.
probably
You
knew.
know, she knew
She knew.
because he came home that day
And
and somebody talked to him. They better have.
shame needs to come back. Shame people
Shame
who are
needs to.
hateful. Like,
Me, I said Venus. Samu's like, shame.
shame. I mean,
My
I
gosh.
really just hope for the internet to s- find a better balance, but I don't know, man.
You and I both. I don't know if that's gonna happen in our
I don't
lifetime.
think.
Okay, my last question for you
Yeah.
is I have, and I'm sure, we have very similar demographics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm positive. So my main demographic is kids, like ages 13 to 18.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're around our age, like 18 to 24
Mm-hmm.
ish, but the majority of my demographic is young.
Mm.
And so my question is, as a disabled person,
Mm.
what is your advice to young disabled people? Like, what would you want your young disabled self to know now?
Hmm. Oh my god.
I ask this to every guest, and every single time it's a different answer. So I'm really interested in what you're
Like,
saying.
this could get me emotional if I really went there. But I would definitely tell my younger self, like, dude, your disabilities make you cool.
It's true.
Like, people are gonna want to be you. And it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird and jarring because
It's really
you're
strange.
gonna experience both ends of the spectrum of people wanting you
Yeah.
literally dead, or people who want to put on a costume and be you and profit off of what you
Mm.
are. And I just wish I found more pride in it because for a
Mm.
while, I'm sure maybe you experienced this, and it's hard literally being a chronically visually disabled person, especially because it's like you
Agreed.
can't just like hide it. You can't really
Yeah.
get away with coasting maybe in the able-bodied world. But I would definitely say embrace the identities, especially when it comes to like the creativeness. Like, just this is even just advice to any creative person. If you're a writer or whatever, I've been really advocating, especially just to me and my partner, to be like, if
Yeah.
you think of something creative, write it down, write your concepts
Yes. Write it
down,
down.
and start somewhere. You'll get the creative
Even if you're
juice.
like, this is dumb, like,
Literally,
write it down
literally. I'm an aspiring musician or whatever.
or whatever.
Sometimes I get such bad writer's block that I can only think of one line, and that's fine.
Mm.
I'll write that one line and
Yeah.
I'll move on and do a different
Yep.
activity or something. But specifically to young disabled people, and yeah, I'd say my demographic is mine's a little bit older. It's like 18 to
Mm.
25. Like, that's where
Mm.
mine is at. Like, all I want to do is like give disabled people their flowers, and it's like your where you come from. Like, the crazy thing too to think about is like disabled people were there for disabled people,
Mm.
and they were there for able-bodied people. Like, they were there to take
Mm.
care of their own community and furthermore. And
Mm.
I definitely advise more education, like learn more. It might be scary. I know it's kind of maybe feel itchy to research more about yourself.
Yeah.
If you can, like, I'm still learning as a 22-year-old,
Yeah.
like,
And that's
disabled person.
forever. That's a lifelong
Forever.
journey of just learning.
Exactly. I'll add my last note.
Yeah.
Get good friends. I know you're gonna have bad
Yes.
friends. You're gonna have bad friends. It's gonna happen, especially if you're
It's
middle
true.
school, high school. You're gonna have bad friends. It's gonna build character, whatever, whatever. But focus more on quality of people versus
Mm-hmm.
quantity, because as
Mm-hmm.
disabled people, we get typecasted, and it's like that in real
100%.
life too. So just try really hard to focus on the quality of your friends versus the quantity, because they
Yes.
directly reflect who you are, especially to
Yes.
other people, but also to yourself, because you can
Mm.
be so wrapped up in, oh, this friend is so attractive, and or like this friend gets way more attention, or this friend
Mm.
doesn't have to deal with it. And it's like, well, that's not how relationships are built. They're not based off of
True.
like competition or comparison. It's usually like where it all boils down is how we like
Mm.
connect with one another.
I love that.
So take pride in it. I know it's going to be hard, especially at that age. Like, you're feeling reckless internally and you're performing
True.
it externally. It's gonna happen.
True.
Have patience with yourself too, because one day you're gonna get your flowers, and I promise you will. And like, even though I've gotten a form of flowers, I still have aspirations to get a cactus. I want to get a tree. I want a bonsai tree. Like, I want,
Yeah.
and like, you'll continue to feel fulfilled in your own creative roots or athletic roots or whatever.
Yeah.
Just keep existing. All you gotta do.
I love that. Just keep existing.
Keep
That was
existing.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Samu, where can people find you?
You can find me on socials. You can probably find me if you just search my name, Samu, which is just SAMU. But my
Mhm.
at and specifically is Samaruby, which people were like wondering, like, oh, you changed your username because it used to be Samuel Everett, and I was like, well,
Mhm.
I just want to have fun. So
I'm just here.
there's a
Oh.
Pokemon named Cherubi. That's like one of my favorite Pokemon, so it's just a combo name. So it's Samurubi,
I love that.
Samerubi, and it should pop up. It's like 2 eyes on Instagram because someone won't give me my username.
Come on,
It's
give them their username. What the heck?
literally. I think I've DM'd that person, being like, "Can you please?"
Please change your username.
But Samurubi, I'll be in a project called Clip Trip, coming out hopefully around next 2025 spring,
Okay, well, we'll
summertime.
have you on before then.
That'd be awesome.
Meaning me. I'll have you on before.
And then, like, my future hopefully will be on YouTube because I have aspirations to do that.
Yes.
So,
I love.
thank you so
And
much.
oh my gosh, yes, thank you so much for being here. I was like you're my dream podcaster. I
Oh,
love
this is
it.
awesome.
This is so exciting.
Okay,
I
cool.
know, amazing.
I'm so sorry it got so dark, by the way.
No, you are okay.
Okay.
It is nighttime. And all of those links that Samu just listed will also be below. So that will be taken care of.
Cool.
Samu, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm so excited. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I think this is the start, I guess, of our real in-person friendship.
I think so.
I love it. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching this episode and listening to this episode of The View from 4 Feet and 3 Inches. I'm your host, Cassidy Huff. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, give a 5-star rating, depending on where you're watching or listening from. And make sure you follow me on my other social media because I do post on Facebook, Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok every single day. I have a YouTube vlog that comes out every Wednesday and a podcast episode that comes out every single Sunday. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.